back to Coffee Talk with DJ and Risa, your real estate pick me up in 15 minutes or less. We are in our October series on scary things in real estate. Today's fear is the fear of burnout.
All right, that's right. Too many agents ghost their own self-care. So they run a 24/7 business, they never unplug, and eventually, well, they hit the wall. So today we're going to talk about tricks to set boundaries and still grow your business without burning out like a jack-o'-lantern left out too long.
Yeah, it's so funny. I just talked to an agent in Boise, Idaho, who experienced burnout selling 84 homes a year. And this is years ago. And he had an assistant. And he said, I thought my life would be perfect at 84 homes. And he said, I was burning out. He goes, I wasn't able to spend time with my kids. I wasn't, I was just, I was doing too much. And so he had to figure out from there how to grow a team. So it's like even the top producers go through this, right? So this is a great one for anybody at any level you're at. Burnout is a real thing. Let's start with the why. So why do so many agents ignore their own needs?
I'm so glad you brought up that story about that top producer. For many of you that don't know, I was a top producer doing 60 to 100 deals a year, and my kids were little, and I'm going to tell you, burnout is real. So really and truly, let's talk about why agents ignore their own needs. Part of it is the hustle culture, right? Real estate feels like a 24-hour job. And if you're not answering your phone at 10 p.m., you think you're losing business. It feels like a hustle culture. Just want to point that out. Another part is guilt. Many agents feel guilty saying no to clients or even to their own team or families. And honestly, most agents don't have systems. Without structure, work takes over everything.
Boy, that's so true. Systems, guilt, and hustle. It really all combines in and can make life really, really challenging. So here's the scary part: is burnout doesn't just hurt you, it hurts your clients too, and possibly your family if you have that. When you're exhausted, you make mistakes, you're less creative, and you're just not the best version of yourself.
All right, so let's talk about some of those tricks to fight that burnout. And they're tricks that still let you grow your business. Okay, tricks. We'll give you some treats later, but here's the trick. So the first one, I learned this maybe in year 3, and it was really important. It was set office hours, and you gotta set the expectation up front with your clients. Here's the times when I'm available, and here's when I return calls. Most clients expect it if you set the expectation. I will tell you, when I was answering calls at midnight or texting at midnight, I wasn't the best version of myself. Right. So set those office hours. 2, leverage auto responses. Your voicemail or text auto responders. Thanks for reaching out. I'll get back to you within 2 hours. That buys you some breathing room, and it really helps you to compartmentalize and set expectations again. 3, time blocking. I actually worked on time blocking yesterday with a top producer who really just dealt with what came her way. And really, time blocking is about guarding your lead gen, your showing, and your personal time on your calendar. If it's not scheduled, it doesn't happen. For this top producer, she really always wanted to have lunch with her kids and always wanted to have dinner with her kids. Those were non-negotiables. So we worked from the non-negotiables to, the things that she needed to do every day, the lead gen, the showings, and the personal time. 4, learn to say no. Practice scripts like, I'd love to help, but I'm booked at that time. Can we look at tomorrow at 10 instead? If you've got a time block schedule, when your time allows you to go ahead and do things like showings. And use leverage, transaction coordinators, showing assistants, productivity coaches. Share the load so you're not carrying every pumpkin in the patch.
Yeah. Let's go over those one more time. So just, Risa mentioned setting office hours, right? Maybe responding at midnight isn't the best thing because not only are you not at your best, as Risa said, and nobody's at their best, but also you're setting the expectation that you can do that. And your clients will, it's not their fault if they start texting at midnight if you're responding all the time, right? And then she said, leverage auto responses. Yeah, that's a great one. Obviously, you can set up, technology can help you with this. Time blocking, amazing. And Risa does do this with our agents at Kale, and it's amazing. She can literally sit and help you manage your calendar so you get things done and the things you want to do, in your spare time. And then learning to say no. That's a tough one for a lot of us, right? Were people pleasers. We want to say yes, but learn how to protect your time. And then of course, leverage. There's other people that can help you with your business. So I love this. Boundaries don't just kill your business. But setting boundaries actually make you more professional. It's like working with somebody who's focused and not frantic.
Okay, so here's the magic part. You can still grow your business while taking care of yourself. I work with many producers who tell me they want to double or triple their business, but they don't know how to do that because they feel overwhelmed. So write this down, okay? So the first one is consistency over
Mhm.
chaos. Do small, consistent actions daily. Don't run yourself ragged. So have those small tasks or actions that you do every single day. Two, systematize your follow up. If you're not using a CRM and a drip campaign, you're probably running yourself ragged just trying to keep track of all your leads and people you need to stay in touch with. Don't keep it in your head. Here at Kale, we provide our agents with the Real Geek system. It's a great tool, so you don't have to keep in your head who you need to stay in touch with, and nobody falls through the cracks. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge your progress, not just closings. That's what keeps you motivated. There are so many milestones we go through in our business that don't even involve clients. Acknowledge a progress every single day so that you realize you are being successful, and prioritize recovery. So your sleep, your exercise, your mental breaks, these are business strategies, not luxuries. And I will tell you, if you're wearing an Apple Watch, it probably tells you at times you got time to stand
Yeah.
up or time to breathe. That's no joke. You need this.
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate these because these are so important, and I want to make sure everyone hears them a second time. So, consistency over chaos. Boy, is that the truth, right? Trying to knock out something, working 4 straight hours is really hard to do. But if you could do, 45 minutes or 30 minutes every day, and you'll get to that time, like it's a lot easier. You can do it. It's like my mom used to say, I would say, oh, I don't want to clean my place this weekend. She's like, well, if you just did 10 minutes a day, you wouldn't have to worry about it on the weekend. She's right, of course. And then systemizing your follow-ups. Yeah, boy, if you don't have systems to follow up, dripping on clients, setting those email reminder or those email like newsletters or however you're doing it, even a reminder for you to contact somebody, you should have that all systematized. Celebrating small wins. This is the thing that I am most deficient at. It is every night when you go to bed, I always say, think about what did you do well? You probably didn't do everything well, but you did a few things well, maybe more than a few things. Maybe it was just, I made my bed today. I got out of bed. I got to work. Maybe that's it. That's a celebration. It doesn't have to be these big, massive victories. Anything. We call it stacking positives. Stack as many positives as you can. The research is really clear. It will actually motivate you to do more if you stack positives. If you stack negatives, it actually decreases motivation. And then prioritize recovery. Gosh, if you're not getting enough sleep, I can assure you that the data is in. You absolutely need to sleep as much as you can. Just do some learning about it online. Sleep hygiene is a real thing, and your life will get so much better if you're not getting enough sleep. Again, this is, when you're protecting yourself, protecting your energy, you model it for the other people around you, your clients, your colleagues, your family, right? This way they see you're reliable, you're balanced, you're sustainable, and you're not just sprinting until you collapse.
All right, so let's recap burnout. It is scary, but it is preventable. Set boundaries, protect your energy, and use systems and support so you can serve at your absolute best.
Yeah. Ghost your burnout, right? If you're going to ghost something, let's ghost burnout. And not ghost your self-care, right? Let's make sure we build that in. Like as Risa said, build it in to your week. Make sure you're building that in. But that's it for today's coffee talk. Stay caffeinated, stay balanced. We will see you next time for our final October coffee talk. And it's going to have more scary, but smart real estate tips. So have a great week, everyone.
Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you,
Oh, and
everybody.
we should say, by the way, that Risa has been in agent development for a very, very long time. She was in production for a very long time as a top producer, and she said, I love teaching, I love coaching, I love helping. And even that is probably not giving her enough credit for what she does for our agents. If you're a Kale agent, and if you are not taking advantage of some of our productivity coaching or our transaction coordinators or mentorship, maybe you want to be a mentor or have a mentor or work with Risa to have her coach you or her team coach you, boy, you're missing out on some massive opportunity. She knows how to get you to that next level. So if you're one of our agents and you're not yet working with her, please reach out. Like, that's why she's here. She's awesome. And she devotes her entire time to helping you, which is pretty cool. And then also, if you're not a Kale agent and you want to learn more about how Risa does this for our agents, you can always reach me or Risa. We'll be happy to talk to you, because we're always looking for great agents to come and get even better here. So let us know. You can find us at joinkale.com if you're not a Kale agent, learn more about us. All right. We'll see everyone next week. Thanks.